Hello? Hold on. I can't hear something. Hold on. Okay.
Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello, happy Monday everyone. Magandang umaga po. Little bit late in getting inside and coming in kasi yung aking I had to restart my computer. But anyway, happy Monday morning po. At least it's a little bit sunny outside, well hindi pa rin actually. Pero parang sumisilip-silip yung araw konti dito sa Pampanga. But of course, rainy season, what do we expect? Ang hirap maglaba, right? Ang hirap magpatuyo ng labada. Natutulungan naman yung technology kung meron kayong washer and dryer na nagda-dry din ang damit nyo. Pero yung mga traditional, syempre, sampay-sampay, kailangan ng araw para matuyo yung labada. But anyway, I trust that everyone had a good weekend. However way you spent your weekend po, no? Sana masaya tayong lahat at keeping safe. Although, of course, para sa mga nasa NCR at Metro Manila, they're experiencing the lockdown again, right? ECQ na po sa mga areas na yon. So, yung pamamasyal, medyo na bawas-bawasan. Kaso nga, right? Parang hindi, right? You see everybody posting on their social media, panay pasyal, panay pa rin party, panay pa rin, bawal nga nowadays, right? Even in your own homes, excuse me, kailangan, di ba, yung mga kasama nyo lang is yung nasa bubble nyo. Kunyari, kayong mga magkakapitbahay or magkabahay, okay lang na kayo magkita-kita, pero iwasan muna yung mga bisita galing sa ibang lugar, right? Because tinatry natin i-control yung pag-spread nitong Delta variant na virus right? So, that's why sa NCR, may mga checkpoints na rin po tayo naman sa mga probinsya, right? Para sa mga nanggagaling sa ibang lugar. Kailangan official business lang ang ginagawa to move from place to place. Sorry to say it, but parang we're back where we started, like in the ECQ days. But wala tayong magagawa. Andiyan pa rin ang virus, right? And of course, we are banking on the fact na nababakunahan ng maraming tao, right? And that's what's good to know. Kaya nga sa Amerika, parang feeling nila normal na. Pero hindi pa rin tayo, hindi pa rin tayo dapat let down our guard. We still have to be vigilant and practice, wear masks when you go out, especially when you go to a public place, right? So anyway, we're still, of course, on the subject of technology and how it's impacted our lives, kung paano tayo naapektuhan ng technology or paano ito nakakatulong sa atin sa pamumuhay, right? Pinag-usapan natin yan. Of course, kung paano nakaka-apekto sa studies, sa bahay, right? Tapos we started to talk about how it affects work and in the workplace. Pero before anything else, let's talk about ngayon yung paano nag-evolve to, right? Yung technology na to, from when to where, right? Sandali lang kasi I got some hold on a second na. I'm supposed to get some graphics together to put this together. Kalimutan kong kuhanin. I'm just gonna grab them right now. Pasensya na muna, right? So, yeah. Ano ba itong evolution ng World Wide Web? World Wide Web, which is actually, of course, technology, nung nagkaroon tayo ng internet, right? Diyan nag-change talaga pamumuhay nating lahat. And balikan natin kung how it evolved, right? So that trivia info. Okay, hold on. Sensya na po kasi I didn't have time to grab all my images for today. How can I just grab it all? Sandali lang. Unang-una, alright. Ba't na nawala? Okay. Let's just talk about it na lang. Right? Ito kasi yan ang internet eh. Alright? Okay, I'll just talk about it and not grab the figures right now kasi walang oras. But then, so, okay. Kasi, of course, from the Apple Mac to the World Wide Web, okay? These are milestones, di ba? Kapag-usapan ko yung mga milestones in the development of computers tsaka home technology. Paano yan nag-evolve, right? We talked about the ways that the web and the internet had transformed our lives. Yun ang pinag-usapan natin last time. Pero ngayon, paano to nag-evolve, di ba? Used in homes, mga ospital, eskwelahan, offices, computers are indispensable. It is an indispensable tool of modern life, whether it's a laptop or an actual desktop computer or our smartphones, or our tablets, di ba? Maliliit na computer na yan eh. It's hard to imagine. Mahirap na talaga ngayon ma-imagine how people lived and worked nung araw nung wala yun, right? Okay? Let's take a look at the 8 developments that have helped shape the world that we live in today, okay? Noong 1946, okay, noong 1946, mandali lang, kasi nawala yung picture. Hindi ko alam bakit nawala dito. Where is that? Could you hold on, please? I'm just gonna grab it, ha? Pasensya na. Ayan, alright. Ito yung picture, ha? Can you please bear with me a little bit, okay? I'm just gonna grab it because I have to talk about it eh. Sandali lang. Sorry. Pasensya na po. Oops, sorry. I just pressed the wrong button. Okay, I'm gonna look at it right now. There you go. Alright. Ito na. Okay. Sorry. Okay, ayan. Noong 1946, kita niyo ba yan? Alright. Okay, 1946 ENIAC. Ito developed by John Presper Eckert at saka si John Mockley. The Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, o yung ENIAC, ito, was built at the University of Pennsylvania in 1946. Ito ang kauna-unahang computer, right? It was described by the university as the first general-purpose electronic computer, okay? Yung ENIAC and operational characteristics naan included memory tsaka arithmetic. Ayan o, ganyan kalaki ang computer ng araw. Diba? Doon sa mga baby boomers, alright, or before that, diba, naalala nyo na pag pumunta kayo sa mga opisina, ang lalaki mukhang mga ganyan kalalaki yung mga computer room, isang buong room, nakastore yung data, right? Ganyan ang itsura. So, ganyan kalaki yung mga computers before, right? Okay? Alright. Tapos nga, right? Right. Noong 1981, alright, dyan na. Nag-upisa yung mga .com at saka IBM. Computer muna. IBM computers, right? Tabi ko na muna itong si 1946 Eckhart. Yan ang itsura ng computer, right? Tingnan lang natin how it's evolved, right? Of course, ito na ngayon, okay? IBM computers, alright? Meron pa akong kukunin. Just bear with me because this is today, we're going to the evolution of computers. Right? Okay? At kung paano, alright? Siyempre, okay, ang Apple Macintosh. Tapos, sensya na, sorry. Ano tayo ngayon eh? Computerization 101. Okay. Ano ba sumunod doon? Of course, alam natin kung sino yan. Alright. Okay, so let's go back, alright? So yeah, so as I'm talking about these things, alright? Noong 1981, excuse me, ang IBM personal computer. IBM launched its personal computer in August 1981. Okay? While IBM's PC was not the first, okay, others had been available since the 1970s. Okay, trivia yan. Hindi natin alam to. Its version became incredibly popular and for many, it set the standards of what a PC should be. Talaga naman eh. IBM yung mga unang computers na sumikat. Costing between $1,565, okay, the IBM 5150 had 40,000 of read-only memory, tsaka 14K of read-only memory, tsaka 16K of user memory. Other features ng IBM na nauna included a built-in speaker and the ability to run self-diagnostic checks. It also made use of Microsoft MS-DOS and a 16-bit operating system. Alright, right? Cool, di ba? So, yan ang IBM. Alright? Yan ang IBM. Of course, after IBM, yan ang naunang computer. Right? Sige, tabi natin dito. Yan ang naunang computer. Ito yung pinakaunang computer, yung mga aparador, is IBM computers. Alright? Tabi ka muna dyan. Alright? Okay. Naman si Bill Gates, makakalap dito. Hold on. Alright. So, after that, of course, came the Apple's Macintosh, right? The Apple's Macintosh, of course. Apple, syempre when the of Apple is Bill Gates. Oh, sorry. Anong Bill Gates? Ano ba yan? Steve Jobs. Sorry, nagkagulo-gulo yung aking mga technology magnets or technology geniuses. But anyway, kunin ko muna itong isa, alright? Sorry. After that, of course, there you go, which is really important. Okay, so after the pagdating ng IBM, of course, is the Apple Macintosh. Ayan na yung iOS niya ay iba, right? Okay? All right. With typical 1984 saw the emergence of Apple's Macintosh. Yun na yung mga graphical interface na ang computer. Yung IBM was text, mas maraming text. Itong naging graphical interface na nagkaroon ng Apple, meaning meron ng mga cartoons, mga icons, mga graphical icons. With typical flamboyance, a bow tie wearing Steve Jobs, yan nga si Steve Jobs yan, launched the first Macintosh in January 1984. Itong genius na yan. With Vangelis Chariots of Fire playing in the background, the Apple co-founder showcased a number of the Macintosh's capabilities. Yan na dyan lumabas ang creative genius ni Steve Jobs noong 1984. Jobs, God rest his soul, had grand ambitions for the product. Macintosh is targeted at two primary markets. The first is the 25 million knowledge workers who sit beyond desks and particularly those in medium and small-sized businesses. Tsaka naging sikat nga yung Apple computers doon sa mga artists kasi may graphical interface pa ni graphics. So, ang second market naman niya is the college worker. We think that's the knowledge worker of tomorrow. And there were over 11 million college students noong araw sa Amerika alone. So, ang tinarget niya yung mga small and medium-sized businesses, tsaka yung mga college students. Pero yun nga, mas naging sikat or kilala yung Apple computers sa mga artists, right? Sa mga gumagamit ng Photoshop, ganyan. So, later on, okay? I'd like to welcome our friends to the show, okay? I don't see the names, hindi na naman umaakit yung mga pangalan, but welcome po sa Buhay Online. Thank you for joining me this morning. Of course, next to this, okay, 1984, nauna si Steve Jobs, but in 1985, tada! In 1985, ayan na. Walang picture si Steve Jobs. Mas gusto ko si Steve Jobs. Ayan. 1985, eto na siya. Tada! Microsoft launches Windows. Tada! Kilala niyo yan, di ba? Ganyan pa rin naman itsura niya. Mas maigsi lang ang buhok. Itong batang genius na to, right? Hindi naman bata masyado. Di ba, nasabi nga nila, he was a school dropout. But look where he is now, one of the richest man in the world, right? 1985, Microsoft launches Windows. Windows 1.0 was launched in the market noong November 1985. So a year after Steve Jobs introduced Apple, itong Windows naman dumating. It is an operating system with also a graphical interface. Today, the latest versions of Windows are used by millions of people worldwide. Okay? Okay? Si Bill Gates ang nasa picture na yan, right? And hindi naman, nandyan yung picture niya pero hindi mention yung name. But anyway, so yeah, Windows 1.0 was launched in 1985, right? It was used by millions of people, and it is now being used by billions of people around the world, right? Okay, so next to that, of course, 1985, yung Windows, okay, nabuhay, ano pang sunod dyan, right? After that, ayan na, pinaka-importante, source of information, oh my gosh, sandali, magalaw ko, is, tara, the World Wide Web. Tara! 1989. Okay? Pero wait, meron pa ako ulit mga kukunin. Excuse me. Alright, I still have to get the rest of my lesson today. Okay? After that, okay, alright, ayan. Ayan na yung nag-ano sa today. Oops, ano ba yan? Okay? Alright, mamaya na yan. Okay, so, in 90, after Bill Gates Windows 1.0, all right. After that, in 1989, all right, 4 years after, British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee submitted a proposal for a distributed information system at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research near Geneva, Switzerland. And that is what we now call the World Wide Web. A year later, the world's first website and server went live at CERN. So, noong 1989, yung www ay inintroduce nitong scientist na si Tim Berners-Lee. Okay? Of course, since then, okay, the internet evolved, okay, the World Wide Web is the source of information, a lot of information and a lot of connectivity, right? Tapos years after, all right, of course, in 1994, okay, 1994, ayan, ay ang mga games. Yan na yung umpisa ng pag-addict sa games ng ating mga, well, hindi lang mga bata. A lot of people. See, 1994, all right? So that is the history, okay? 1994, okay? The Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation. Diba? Talaga, nauna sa technology ang Japan noon. Parang ano lang talaga na parang naging stagnant yung technology sa Japan for some reason, right? Because nasusurpass na sila ng China, ng Taiwan, ng Korea sa technology. Really, really sad. But anyway, In 1994, it launched within weeks of each other in 1994. The Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation consoles blazed a trail in video gaming industry. 1990s na to 1990s ang emergence ng mga video games, including today's PlayStation 5, 4. Both consoles had a significant impact and influence on home entertainment. Of course, bago naman yan talaga. Nauna yung ng Atari, yung Atari ko, yung Nintendo pa rin hanggang ngayon, pero nauna yung mga Atari, di ba? Tsaka yung mga Game and Watch, mga noon. Unlike the Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, and other similar consoles, games for the Saturn and PlayStation came on CDs rather than cartridges. Kasi yung mga unang game, yung mga Atari ko noon, na laro, naka-cartridge. Ito, naging CD na. Okay? Nung nagkaroon na ng PlayStation, tsaka Sega, naka-CD na sila, right? Lahat itong mga, my son had the Sega, had the, Game Boy. Itong mga Sega tsaka itong PlayStation came in CDs. The consoles had enough power inside to showcase games, including the visually stunning Nights into Dreams on the Saturn, tsaka yung Final Fantasy. Yan. Sumikat yung Final Fantasy na game na yan. Role-playing or RPG na yan, mga games na yan sa PlayStation. Okay? RPGs are role-playing games. Okay? Just for your information. Of course, on to the year of the 2000s. Of course, sa year 2000, ano na ang popular? Broadband internet. Okay? From the voice-activated ones, VoIPs, into the broadband internet realm. The 21st century has seen the mass adoption of broadband internet across the developed world, right? Dial-up connections have become a relic of the past. Wala na yung voice over VoIPs or dial-ups, okay? Meron pa rin gumagamit ng voice over IP, di ba? Pero nga, yung dial-up connections noon na ting, 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 pshh, kailangan kang dumayal para tumawag sa internet. It's now a thing of the past, with users now accustomed to high-speed downloads, super fast browsing, high-resolution streaming, and a great deal more. In the UK, for example, there were 25.3 million fixed broadband connections, according to the nung nauso to talaga sa UK noong 2016, 25.3 million fixed broadband connections kaagad yung nangyari, right? So, because of that, this year of the 2000s, okay, we are now in this one. We do a connected living ang tinatawag, right? Connected living because today's homes, almost lahat ng bahay are rapidly transforming into spaces where traditional computers are a thing of the past because newer pieces of technology have evolved from smartphones to smart TVs to virtual assistants and tablets to the Roomba to the mechanical vacuum cleaners, di ba? With the click of a button, a song being played on a computer in someone's bedroom can be beamed or displayed on a 72-inch TV sa living room nyo via a high-speed wireless connection, right? Tsaka yung Bluetooth, yan, mga ganyan. This merging of physical and virtual worlds is known as the Internet of Things, right? Diba? Pag-usapan na natin yung Internet of Things nung araw Pero pwede naman natin yung balikan. So, anong mga latest technology trends that will impact meron dito nag-text, ano po daw mga latest trends sa technology ang mag-impact ng mga negosyo sa buhay natin ngayon. Okay? I think we did a segment on that a few months ago when we talked about what technology helps businesses. But of course, pwede naman nating balikan ulit yan pag-usapan because we are Buhay online, we accept any topics that you want to talk about concerning technology, right? Whether it's business or sa kabuhayan or sa pamumuhay, right? So, papag-usapan ulit natin po yan, okay? Later this week if we have time, okay? But, hold on a second, please. May nagtanong patuloy tungkol doon sa mga yan, di ba? Because of technology ngayon, sa buhay natin, ngayon yung panonood natin ng sine, entertainment, yeah, technology and entertainment. Of course, we still like to enjoy watching in the movie houses, but because of the pandemic, di ba, like dito sa Pilipinas, sarado mga sinehan. Bawal manood naman sa sine. At talaga yung negosyong industry na yan namatay for more than a year now. But because, right, nagkaroon tuloy ng ang addiction sa Amazon Prime, Netflix, iba-iba, may Hulu, iba-ibang way to watch movies, tsaka live stream shows or watch vlogs, but at the same time, yung nga, panoorin yung mga favorite yung TV series na Korean novelas or mga American TV shows. So, may nagtanong daw, ano daw, i-compare daw itong mga platforms na ito na panonood, right? Somebody asked to compare Netflix versus Hulu or Amazon Prime, okay? Well, nowadays kasi there's a war of these streaming apps, okay? Okay, sige. Let's, pagbigyan natin tong nag-text sa akin, nag-email, sabi nila, i-compare daw yung mga platforms na to, right? Well, we are lucky to live in an era where the entertainment industry is at its peak. With so many streaming platforms existing sa market ngayon, not only quality standards but prices are also competitive, right? Ultimately, the audience is enjoying the benefits of a competition between streaming apps. Diba? Dito sa Pilipinas, diba, nag-try ng Asian Netflix eh. Pero talagang ang pinakasikat pa rin talaga ay Netflix, right? A lot of people still watch Netflix, right? Oops, so sorry. Pasensya na, tumugtog. uh, uh, because, right, talaga when you think about it, okay, Netflix talaga pa rin yung mas popular. Really. Okay, so, which one is better? Which platform is better? But let's talk about nga these platforms, all right? Sandali lang yung naghang yung aking computer. Sensya na. All right, so what is better, right? They're asking what's better to watch or to engage in. Whenever streaming services are the topic, syempre Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu are the names that come to mind first. Bakit? Kasi ito yung mga leading streaming industry pioneers with a huge margin compared to other apps. Not only that, itong mga streaming platforms have expanded their coverage globally. So, okay. So today, I'm going to compare, ito na lang tatlo na to. Okay. We're going to discuss the features of Amazon versus Netflix versus Hulu. Okay? Okay? Sige. So, teka muna. I-grab ko nga to para makita natin kung anong pinag-uusapan natin today. Now pala, kasi tapos na yung kanina. Alright? Okay. So that we have some sort of okay? I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay? Alright, let's just get it right now, okay? So, tama na muna ito. Tapos na to. Yes, okay. Goodbye to you. Alright, goodbye to you, Bill Gates. Kunin ko naman tong to give way, to answer the request of our viewers, alright? Magbigay daw ako ng comparison dito sa mga streaming apps. Kung anong mas mabuting gamitin or exactly. All right, there you go. Okay. Oops, I'm moving myself. There you go. Hulu or Netflix. All right. which one is the better thing to use or watch. Okay? All right. So, yeah. Okay? All right, continuing on from, okay, well, it might be a little difficult to answer this question, which one is the better one? Kasi ako, I, masaya ako sa Netflix. Hindi ko pa nagagamit yung Hulu at Amazon Prime, but I was thinking of trying Hulu because I've been hearing a lot of good things rin. Kasi ano to ang nagmamatter dito is kung ano yung napapanood nyo Kung mas marami kayong choices. Of course, price is a consideration, right? Okay? So, which is what we're going to talk about now. Without wasting any more time, di ba? Ang unang consideration kasi ng mga tao to be using this is pricing, okay? Prime versus Netflix versus Hulu muna, okay? The very first comparison element will be pricing. Yan naman talaga. Pricing affects a huge chunk of people and their decision of picking the preferred streaming service. Totoo naman. However, pricing varies from one country to another. Yep. Thus, we are discussing this element by taking the US market as the target location kasi yan ang basis ang US market kagaya ng Netflix diba? Tapos nga nag-try yung Asian Netflix, iFlix bang tawag doon? Pero hindi masyadong mas mura na nga yung offer nila Kunyari, like dito, ang Amazon Prime packages, okay? Sa US market, yung Amazon Prime package, users can either sign up for the annual Prime package or a monthly subscription. Now, apart from the regular package, yung Amazon Prime offers a special discounted package just for students, diba? Let's have a look at the prices of these packages. Okay. So, yan, Amazon Prime. I heard also, sa Japan nga, mas maraming gumagamit ng Amazon Prime yata kesa Netflix. Okay? In some Asian countries, right? So, ang package ng Amazon Prime, yung Prime package nila, tawag annual Prime subscription. Ang monthly subscription price is $12.99 per month or yearly $119 per year. Pero yung mga estudyante, binigyan nila ng special package, $649 per month or $59 per year. Paano yan, di ba? Di, kung ikaw, yung anak mo, pakukuhanin mo na lang ng student package to makakanood din yung nanay mo tsaka tatay mo. Paano kaya hindi nalugi doon? Ilang estudyante nasa bahay, right? So, yung adult package na $12.99 o $649 na lang kukunin ko. Makakanood din ako dahil di ba? Bawat package, depende nga yun sa user. Baka mamaya itong student package, one user lang So, hindi makakanood si nanay unless gamitin niya yung sa anak niya. Sabihin, hindi mo na ikaw manonood kami muna ni daddy manonood tong hour na to. Ganun lang yon, right? So, magamit mo pa rin at half the price. Diba? Ano lang yan? Just be smart about it. So, let's look at the Netflix package naman. Ang Netflix has packages divided into 3 segments sa US market. These packages vary according to their prices and offer features accordingly. The cheapest package begins with an $8.99 per month subscription fee, or it's called Basic. Sa Philippines, well, tingnan ko nga yung akin. Because mine, basta I do my Netflix, $5.50 a month yan. And it allows me up to 4 users. So, yun na nga. So, lahat kami nakakagamit na yan. No? Ako, of course, my son, at saka, basta I could let 4 users use mine. And I only paying $5.50. But, HD na rin yung pag nanood kasi may mga features yan. So, itong Netflix sa Amerika, basic package is $8.99. Amerika naman to. Standard package is $13.99 per month at yung premium $17.99 per month. Anong diferensya? Yung sa basic, parang sa amin din, you can see screens you can watch on Netflix simultaneously. Okay? Pwede mong panoodin dalawang screen simultaneously. Okay? Kung ilan ang pwedeng manood, sa basic na $8.99, isa lang. So, ayun, I guess yung sa student package, ganun. Isa lang ang pwedeng manood sabay-sabay sa isang pag-stream, right? Pero, yung $13.99 per month nila, number of phones and tablets on which downloads are allowed, 2. Okay? Well, sa akin, yung 550 ko ay 4 na screen. So, parang mas mura pa sa Pilipinas, okay? Tapos, when you wanna watch on multiple devices, uh, yes, yes, yes naman sa lahat, okay? Stream unlimited TV shows and movies, yes sa lahat, ng kahit HD included. Doon sa basic, hindi included yung HD, right? Pero yung basic yata kasi sa Pilipinas, 300 something. Pwede ka manood sa isang ano lang, isang screen. Tapos, you can watch on multiple devices pala, pero hindi HD. Tapos, dun sa basic, hindi included in yung HD. Pero, sa standard tsaka sa premium, pwede lahat yun. Okay? So, that's Netflix for you. Okay? And yung mga sa Hulu naman, Hulu packages, alright? Sa Hulu, okay, Hulu has gained quite a good popularity sa Amerika. I know, nakita ko nga, napansin ko nga, dahil yung mga parang reality TV shows, marami dun sa Hulu, yung mga Kardashians, pero parang na wala na yung mga Kardashians sa trend, yung mga ganyan, because ang dami is into watching uh, teleseries or uh, TV series sa America, right? Or mga movies made for Netflix. Yan ang maraming pinapanood ngayon, right? Moreover, its packages, pero yung Hulu, its packages are competitive as compared to other streaming services. Kasi Hulu also offers annual packages, unlike Netflix, which gives it an advantage. Ano, ang Netflix monthly talaga lang right? So, ang Hulu subscription type, okay? Hulu basic is $5.99. Oh, mas mura pa dun sa dalawa, right? Hulu annual is $59.99 per year compared to Amazon Prime, which is $119 per year. Pero ang nagkakatalo dyan sa content, di ba? Ganun ba kadami ang shows at ganun ba kaganda yung mga palabas na mapapanood mo sa Hulu? Excuse me, somebody's knocking sa gate natin. Really, tingnan, baka mamaya Shopee or Lazada na ating mga order. Walang nagbubukas ng gate sa kanya. But anyway, so sorry. Kasi naririnig ko sa aming gate may kumakatok tao po, sabi. Baka Lazada or Shopee or whatever. Anyway, so yun. So yung Hulu annual, mura, $59.99 per year, right? Tapos Hulu no ads, $11.99 per month. Hulu Live TV, $64.99 a month. So is Hulu better than Amazon Prime or Netflix in terms of pricing? Well, comparing all three streaming services, Hulu is the cheapest option for users, okay? As mentioned above, okay, the basic Hulu plan comes at a $5.99 per month fee. However, other services cost more, right? Thus, if the price is the choosing factor to pick a streaming service between Prime versus Netflix versus Hulu, kung pricing lang, Hulu yung winner, okay? Pero ayun na nga pinag-uusapan dito, content, alright? At the end of the day, ang pinaka-importante dito is content, di ba? Netflix versus Hulu versus Amazon Prime, ano ang mas maraming magagandang shows na pinapanood? Kasi yan ang mas importante. Okay? Lahat tutong tatlo na to, all these three streaming platforms offer content that users love. Okay? Thus, it's a little bit hard to say kung anong platform ang mas better quality ang content. Kasi depende nga sa tao Kung yung mga iba mahilig lang sa mga reality TV shows o yung mga Kardashian type shows, okay sa yung Hulu, di ba? Pero kung gusto mo talaga yung mga movies made for Netflix, like nung araw yan, mga HBO, di ba? Ano tuloy, nung sa cable, dati, mga special shows and special movies lang were made for HBO. Ngayon, binili na ng Netflix yung mga ibang mga shows na yan, like, para ipalabas sa kanila. Well, it's hard to say because of the quality of the content, but as per a report by Business Insider magazine, Netflix has over 1,569 TV shows, including Netflix originals. Yan nga yung mga made for Netflix na movies, along with 4,000 plus movies. Okay? Internationally, Netflix might have more than 15,000 titles. Okay? This data is mentioned in a report by UNOGS. Netflix show count is dipping for a couple of years as it is, totoo naman, yung mga movies tsaka medyo nag-dip for a couple of years because it's been focusing on producing original shows, which is actually, yan ang naging edge ng Netflix over Amazon Prime and Hulu. It's the original shows and parang TV movies or live stream movies that they produce, which are excellent, 'di ba? Ang gaganda ng story, ang gagaling ng artista. On the other hand, Amazon Prime has around 2,100 shows and 24,000 movies internationally. So, mas maraming kang pwedeng choices mapanood ng movie. Kasi nga, iba-iba yung tao eh. Kagaya ng asawa ko, asawa ko, nai-enjoy niyang manood ng Netflix ng mga movies. Minsan, naubos na. Sabi niya, ano ba, wala na akong mapanood. Pero yun nga, ang Amazon Prime, mas maraming movies. Kasi nga, ang Netflix, kumonti na yung mga movies nila kasi they're concentrating on producing those Netflix originals, right? Which are really excellent. Ang gaganda. Pati yung mga TV shows na ginagawa, pinoproduce nila for Netflix, ang ganda. Me, I love watching Good Doctor. Ngayon, pinanonood ko yung Good Doctor. Brilliant talaga tong si ano this guy, this bida here, right? But anyway, so Hulu, okay, ang Hulu naman, so 24,000 movies internationally in Amazon Prime. These numbers also include the Amazon originals. So, meron din sila, nagpo-produce na rin sila ng parang streamed movies na originals for Amazon Prime. Okay? So, what about Hulu? Hulu is known to have around 1,650 TV shows. So mas marami silang TV shows. Kaya nga yung mga reality TV shows nandyan. 2,500 movies. Maliit na, konti lang ang movies. Kaya nga napansin ko yung Hulu, mas more on the TV shows ng mga reality. Doon mas marami kong papapanood. So, and 43,000 TV episodes. Wow. These numbers include shows and movies in languages other than English. Otherwise, yung mga telenovela na Korean or Mexican, meron dyan. Okay? Let's talk about availability. Okay? Prime versus Netflix versus Hulu. Availability naman, okay? While Netflix and Amazon Prime have the largest streaming market, all right, Hulu lacks the expansion to many countries such as India. Okay, Hulu is currently offering its services only in the US territories. Pero hindi, nakikita ko yan dito. Wala, naka-intrude yung ads niyan sa, sa internet. Pero I've never tried clicking to see if the Philippines kasama. However, Netflix has covered over 190 countries, including the US, India, Canada, Australia, UK, South Korea, Japan, of course, the Philippines. Amazon Prime does not have a market as big as Netflix, right? It has covered the US, the UK, Austria, France, Germany, India, Japan, and Spain. That's why nga yung mga Japanese students ko, maraming nanonood ng Amazon Prime kasi nga nandun sila. Okay? As far as US user interface is concerned, all right? Interface ng Amazon versus Netflix versus Hulu. If we compare Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime in terms of user interface, it is hard to pick one again, okay? But Netflix has a more intuitive algorithm to display its user interface. Moreover, AI or artificial intelligence also keeps you on track with everything that you have watched. Okay? Talaga, kasi yung si Netflix, ang galing yan talaga. Tsaka pagka nag-pause ka ng pinapanood mo, pag inon mo yung Netflix mo, meron diyang resume playing. Ang cool talaga. It's very convenient and very useful, right? Then you can resume watching what you can pick up where you left off, right? It uses your watch history to predict titles that you might like, diba? And display them under shows that you might like and movies that you might like. So, pagka inon mo, nag-off ka muna, offline ka muna sa Netflix mo, pagbalik mo, papakita sa'yo yung mga preview ng mga gusto mong shows based on yung kanilang survey sa beginning, kung what type of shows you like. Saka yung mga pinanonood mo, na ano nila yun, yung algorithm na yun, na nag-gather nila yung info na yun. Tapos, pwede mong ituloy kung saan ka nanood, natapos manood, right? In the case of Amazon Prime naman, yung kanilang UI or user interface is amazing, but not as good as Netflix. O di parang na sinabi talaga Netflix is the better one, right? It doesn't play trailers automatically as well as Netflix does. To see a glimpse of the title, you need to first click on it and explore options further. Not like ngayong Netflix talaga eh. Pag bukas mo, ito na trailer na ng pinapasuggest sa'yo na baka gusto mong panoorin. Cool. I think mas boss talaga yung Netflix eh. Really. Sumobra na silang galing at yaman dahil of course sila ba yung nauna? Mhm. While Hulu is working continuously uh, to improve its UI, you can choose your preferred Hulu channels to find them from the home screen itself. Moreover, the interface also, just like its alternative categories, watching TV shows and movies, among others, are available as well. However, of course, Netflix, Yahoo stands out as a clear winner due to its UI that knows exactly what you want to watch and it shows you exactly where you left off sa pinanonood mo. Moreover, you also get content that is mixed with various moods. Yan na nga eh. Ang Netflix talaga, variety na talaga eh. From drama, kung gusto yung anime, everything for the children, for the adults, napanood for the intellectuals. Iba-iba, ang ganda ng variety ng content nila. I mean, if I may say so myself, okay? So for me, Netflix stands out to be a clear winner because of content, okay? So Netflix versus Hulu versus Amazon Prime comparison regarding download links. Before we conclude this talk, okay? Here are the links from where you can download your preferred best streaming service, okay? Amazon Prime Video is available in both iOS and Android user interfaces. Netflix is available both in iOS and Android. At ang Hulu rin available both in iOS at Android. So, pwede na siya panoodin sa mga cellphone niya. Okay? Ano ang best streaming service? Well, after going through all these points na sinabi ko that we discussed, it's of course very clear and obvious that Netflix is still the best for, facility-wise, okay? And content-wise, yan ang pinaka-importante. Thus, it is a clear winner in our opinion, okay? Not only in terms of features and the user interface, but Netflix availability in over 190 countries now makes it a better choice, right? So if you're continuously traveling or love international content, Netflix is the best platform for you, okay? Very good. So, thank you very much for Mobile App Daily for this information regarding the comparisons of Netflix versus Amazon Prime and Hulu. Ito ay written by Arpit, the Business Development Head, okay, ng Mobile App Daily. He is responsible for marketing programs, brand management, and corporate sponsorship. Salamat sa information that you gave us that we shared today. Thank you. Maraming salamat. All right. So, tomorrow, we will discuss pa rin. Kasi nga yung nag-text sa akin tsaka nag-email. They want to know the technology trends that will affect business, okay, this year, kung anong mga apps or mga software ang kailangang gamitin or anong technology ang nakakatulong sa business. We will talk about the impact of technology sa mga negosyo, right, sa workplaces, more in detail tomorrow and in the coming days, okay? We will also talk about small business technology trends for this year. And also, of course, we will also again talk about the use of technology in the home and how it can make sense for us. Pero so thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for that information regarding these streaming platforms. Talaga naman, right? At saka talaga, itong mga platforms na to, itong Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, nakatulong din para tayo how we can cope with this pandemic situation, right? Because yung mga movie, mga Netflix marathon, nauso yan talaga. Because of course, you are working from home, yun na nga lang yung iniiwasan dyan sa pag-aaral o sa pagtatrabaho. In between, nadidistract ka. Pero ako, like ako nga, sanay na ako dyan talaga. Ano talaga ako, octopus eh, tsaka multitasking talaga. Because for me kasi, yun na nga siguro, because, because I have ADHD which is not diagnosed, but I feel I do. Hindi ako magpakali na isang bagay lang ano. I'm used to multitasking. I'm used to so many tabs on my screen. Sabi nga na anak ko, mami, kaya mabagal yung computer mo. You have all apps going in the background. Lahat ang dami-dami mong ginagawa. Kasi nga, to ano my boredom of routine. That's right. In between my here. Of course, except when I'm doing a show, of course. But I flick from tab to tab because of my resource materials. But when I'm teaching and when I'm doing my lectures in between, or when I'm writing in between, I pause. I spend a few kunyari, after teaching for a few hours. Of course, I have to stand and walk around for my leg para yung blood mag-rush at the same time. In between that, kung meron akong 10-minute break, manonood ako sandali ng aking favorite TV show sa Netflix. Tapos yun, pag malapit na yung lesson ko, babalik na ako. Pero nakalagay lang dyan yan sa ano pa tab. Pang-alis ng aking suya, so to speak, or yung sa routine. Because really, I like to do different things at the same time. Okay? And multitask. Because that's how I think my brain has been wired for the most part of my life. Hindi ako mapakali. Which of course, I'm sure you've noticed also, guys, that I'm always like moving. Siguro nga talaga I have ADHD. But anyway, so going back to that, so yeah, so we'll talk about it more, pati yung mga trabaho online and how technology helps or what kind of jobs deals with technology na pwede nating magawa at makuha tong pandemic era. And please, those who have questions, please patuloy po kayong wag po kayong magsawang to send me messages or to email me with your questions and with your concerns. And for topics that you want to talk about here on Buhay Online, please feel free to send them to me, right? Okay? Tanggalin ko na muna to sa aking face. All right. So today we talked about the history of the internet, so to speak, or technology for that matter, kung paano yung computers nag-evolve at saka yung World Wide Web. All right. From from the time 1946 to present 2021. Right? Yan to sa background. Kung makikita niyo yung malaking computer, yan ang itsura ng computer noon. Maalala ko pa talaga nung late 80s or 90 or pala nung 90s na naabutan ko pa yung mga memory banks na ganyan when I was still in business with communications, yung mga digital fiber loop technology na natulungan namin padala dito nung aking mga may negosyo pa kami tungkol sa telecommunications, right? And when I would go to the offices for my meetings, nakikita ko pa yung mga ganyan, yung mga rooms na panay computer na mukhang aparador. And it's, from that onto the cloud now that we have, the cloud storage of information, right? Wala ka nang physically makikita ng ganun. Nasa area na yung data at information. Grabe talaga ang technology, right? But yeah, I've seen and lived through this, which is really, I've always been fascinated with technology ever since I was a little girl. Hindi naman little girl. Since I was in elementary or high school, when it was my big thing. I love gadgets. I love playing games. I love going to game rooms before. Meron pa kaming game room nung araw, nung 80s. Sa may Santa Mesa, meron kaming game room. Negosyo namin yun. Aside from the food business, because meron kaming canteen, my mommy was, looking for mga students dyan sa University Belt area ng Santa Mesa ba yan? Where UERM is, right? UE is. Basta nandun, tapos naglagay kami ng game room doon. Siyempre, dapat bawal yun kasi nandun yung eskwela pero may game room. So I've been, wow, since playing Atari and mga Game Boy, mga Game and Watch, ay, love ko talaga ang technology. Which is why up to now, technology is my life. I work and live and breathe technology. But like I said, we are not, I am not totally dependent on technology. I attested and swore by it that it makes my life useful and meaningful and workable. But I know, like in my heart, I said, because of uh, how I've fended in this world independently, I know that I can survive. Kasi siguro kung mawala ng technology, kung magagamit ko pa rin yung aking analytical skills, yung brain, nang walang tulong ng gadget, no? Kasi yan ang importante, eh. 'Di ba, na wag tayo masyadong maging dependent, na kaya pa rin nating mag-solve. Yun na nga, 'di ba, yun yung laging, ano dyan eh, example, yung simple math problems. Pag tinanong ka sa anak ko, oh, how much is, for example, 398 per person? Kung lima tayo. Yung mga ibang tao po, kaagad sa cellphone, yung calculator. Instead of sa ulo lang i-figure out. Ay, ako naman yung anak ko sa ulo pa niya yung ginagawa. So sabi ko, that's good. Kasi nga, because of our dependence on technology, simple things like that, na babawasan yung ating use ng ating gray matter because nakaasa tayo sa gadgets, right? So anyway, on that note, I'd like to end today's today's program, of course, by reminding everyone that, each day that we wake up to a new day is something to be thankful for, whether it's in the pandemic situation or just our daily life. We thank God that we're able to wake up to a new day, right? And wag mawawala ng pag-asa. We keep faith, hope, and love burning in our hearts because we always have to know that tomorrow is going to be another day. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. And of course, good things, okay, are in the offing, okay? Alam ko, concerned of course na nag-ECQ tayong lahat at nandito pa rin tayo sa pandemya. Pero but there's always a reason for everything. And of course, we are a resilient people and we will snap out of these things or we will fend and we are fending. Sa tulong ng teknolohiya, nakaka-survive tayo. So faith, hope, and love everybody. Maraming salamat po for joining me today. Magkita-kita tayo ulit bukas. Of course, shout out to the Lakap family who's always supportive. Hello to you guys. At saka sa aking butihing better half, Jenny Lakap. Thank you so much for all you do for us dito. At of course, ang aking anak si Kiani and of course si John Hendricks who's here with us too. Akin na rin anak-anakan or anak ni Jenny Lakap. Thank you very much for being a guest on my show the other day on modular education. Thank you very much. Magkita-kita tayo ulit bukas. Jaye Bautista for Buhay Online. And for past episodes, go to our YouTube channel to watch past episodes. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.